Welcome back to the video series on visualizations with the Japan Biographical Database, or JBDB. This video will demonstrate a different visualization tool altogether. Whereas we have looked at network visualizations before, I will now introduce the GIS, or Spatiotemporal Visualization tool. This means that our visualizations are now shown on a digital map. In order to access this tool, let's say we start at the database view of the JBDB. Opening the menu on the top right, we now select the GIS tool here. This opens up a settings page similar to the one we already know from the network visualizations. So up here, we have the same seed person selection methods as before, but the further settings down below are more limited. What's important is that the GIS tool includes a non-optional time slider per default, which in turn means that any event not associated with a date will be discarded. There is thus a singular option to select the format in which dates are shown, Western or Japanese. For the purposes of this video, we will select the Edo Hogakubu, the directory of Edo period literary people we visualized before, as the basis of our visualization. When visualizing, you will now see that the main view is a map centered around Japan. Once the visualization has finished, we now see some circles with numbers in them. The numbers refer to the number of people who had an event at the marked location. Depending on the zoom level of the map, however, multiple circles automatically join or split up in order for the map to have non-overlapping elements. The colors of the circles do not represent anything, but the pins, which represent singular people, are colored distinctively so that each person has a different color. If we now click on one of the circles that are based on a single location, this view opens up. This shows the 20 people who had some events in Hiroshima. You might notice that this view contains multiple pins with the same color. This means that the same person, for example, Issei Gihei, was in Hiroshima for multiple events. It is also important to note that this view only shows people who appear in the selected source. Clicking on a pin reveals the info box for that specific person and that specific event. While it shows who the person interacted with at this event, these people are not necessarily shown on the map themselves, which is why you cannot click on the names as in the network visualizations. The overlay does not provide as many options as the network tool, but of interest is the search bar right here, where each person and their individual color is shown. Clicking on a person highlights them if you have pins visible. And the time slider again allows you to filter this map by date and visualize its progression over time. Lastly, it is important to know that this visualization tool is still in its infancy. We currently only show a map based on events, but we are also working towards enabling what we call biographical itineraries. This means that for a single person you choose, you will be able to see on the map where they moved and what for. We are still in the phase of data preparation for this feature, so keep an eye out for the next iteration of the GIS tool, which we will introduce in a separate video when the time comes. In the meantime, I hope I could shed some light on what the current version of the GIS tool can do. This is it for this video. I will see you again in the next one.